Hi, this is Asasha over here, and welcome to another class of digital marketing. Today in this lecture we'll be discussing about the evolution of marketing. Basically, when we talk about marketing and what it is, they will give you a list of things that marketing can do. It is basically an advertisement, a sponsorship, sponsorship of your brand, or it could be sales, and the list could go on and on and on. But marketing wasn't always like this, and it, like everything else, it had to go through a number of step or stages and to become what it is today. And this is what we call the evolution of marketing. So today in this lecture we will discuss rather how marketing became to what it is today. So in this lecture we'll be discussing about the things that help marketing grow to become what it is today. So we'll be discussing about the different eras of marketing in this lecture. So the first era is the trade era. So we'll be discussing about the trade era, and in this era basically people used to have no money and they used to get products or services by exchanging products or services from the other parties. That could mean that if a guy needed cotton, he and the other guy needed wheat, so both of these exchanged these things in order to facilitate each other, and this is known as a barter system. So in this era there were no machines and no factories, and people used to exchange goods and services through the barter system. So we can say that this era basically is focused upon the exploration stage. Now what do we mean by exploration stage? So when we talk about exploration, because in this era the money was not discovered, or the money was not invented rather yet. So what people did was they used to exchange goods and services of their own with people who were offering their goods and services. So people used to come up or explore different areas where they could come up or discover new goods and services which were more, I would say, in demand, or you could say that they were not readily available. So that would help that product or services was valued at a much higher rate. So the oil and gas were also discovered in this era. Now after the trade era, the next era that we are going to discuss is the production era. The production era basically is from the 1800s till the early 19th, and in this stage or in this era, factories and production plants came into play. The era is basically from the 1920 onward till the 1930, and in this era what was being produced by the factories over here, they needed a sales guy to sell it to places or sell it to the customer or their target customer or target consumer. So the demand of salespeople were high, and they needed proper professional salesmen to sell their product or services. After the sales era, what came next is the brand development era. And that is from the 1930s till the 1940s. So in this era, what basically happened was that people or the production and or the factory workers or the business owners decided or came up with the conclusion that it is very important for the company to have an identity as well, through which people can connect to them. So what happened was they decided to bring up different names, different color schemes to basically help the customer identify that this is this particular company, that this is selling this product. Because by 1930s and 1940s there were mass product development and there were different products, same products being sold and produced by different companies. So each and every company decided that they have to have a brand properly developed in terms of color scheme, in terms of name, so that they can easily connect with their target customers. Now after the brand development era came the marketing marketing company era. The marketing company era is from the 1950s up till the 1990. Now in this era, what happened was that the production company, the production people and the sales people and the brand people decided that if they wanted to survive or to thrive in the highly competitive market, they had to work together and come up with a strategy that was aligned in terms of brand development, sales development and the production. So all these departments working together to give a single objective to increase sales and better connect with the audience. This all happened in the marketing company era. Now after the marketing company era, after the marketing company era came the relationship era, in which the company owner or the businessman decided that it was very important to build a relationship with the customer, and that would help the product to sell and customer and ensure return customer for the product or services. So in this era, which is basically from after the 1990 up till 2021, the main focus was on building relationship with the customer. Now after the custom relationship era, this came the social media era, which is basically the current stage of marketing, or the currently where marketing is today. So in this era, basically that is from 2010 and beyond, we the social media developed many folds, and it also basically connected a large number of people. Almost 2.7 billion people are using social media right now in different devices such as mobile phones and laptops. And so the digital media, the marketing has become entirely different and encompassing each of these factors that have been developed from the trade area up till over here. And in this era, there are certain points that we consider when marketing, and that is social media marketing era or the current marketing era helps us to explore new avenues. It also helps us to increase our efficiency. Brand development has increased. Now brand has become more humane and connects with people like it has never connected before. When we talk about brand development has become an entirely different field in its own. So we have to develop brand in such a way that it is able to connect with the customer like it has never connected before. People had recognize themselves with the association with these brands. Good examples are Harley Davidson and Apple. People buy phones just because they have a certain identity that they see when they use these brands. Now apart from that, the company wide efforts with the use of social media marketing, the reach of the company has increased. So you can just sit at your comfort of your office and market to whatever audience that you want to. Basically you could be sitting in Pakistan and you could be targeting audience or marketing an audience that is sitting in Japan or China. So the company wide efforts, basically the marketing has become more global. Then again, what we have, customer creating customer relationship. Now what do we mean by customer relationship? So when the use of social media, it is very easy to answer a customer or satisfy his needs or satisfy whatever query they have. You have a website where you can give FAQs where your customer can go and search for the problem that he's having, and you could have bots available to answer all of the other questions, and if still his query is not resolved, you could personally answer him through the messenger apps that these social media apps have. They have social media uses different algorithms or different techniques such as hashtags, where you could use a certain hashtag and the search that would help in the search of the query that he's putting, or search that helps in the search basically. Now apart from that, this helps in connecting with the customer, and the customer can be easily whatever problem that he is having, that problem can easily be identified or eliminated, and the customer could be satisfied. Now apart from that, involving communities. So what social media marketing does is, basically you could develop different communities or pages where like-minded people could gather and discuss about the about your products and services, what they do like, what they don't like, and you could use these discussions to better develop your product or service, or better increase the efficiency of product or service. So again, a little recap what we discussed in the evolution of marketing. We discussed the trade era, that was the first part of the market. We discussed about the trade era, in which barter system and exploration was being done. Then we moved on to the production era, in which the factories and production plants came into play, and that in this era basically the main focus was on the increasing of the efficiency of the production. Then became the sales era, that was used whatever being produced. In the sales era, whatever was being produced that product was used to sell, and salesmen, efficient sales and professional salesmen were hired to sell the product and services. Then came the brand development era, in which the brand was developed, or the company understood the importance of brand. Then, after the brand era, the marketing company era was discussed, in which production, sales, and brand work together over a common objective of increasing sales. After the marketing company era came the relationship era, in which the main focus was on developing a relationship with the customer. Now, moving forward, after that came the social media marketing era, of which we are living in actually. And in this era has helped us to explore new avenues, increase the efficiency of marketing, help develop the brand in a way that we had never seen before. Company wide efforts could be projected in marketing, customer relationship could be further improved, and communities could be involved in developing the product and increasing the basically the likability, increasing the likely increasing the likability of the product or service. So I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope a basic evolution of marketing, or the you could understand what marketing was and now what marketing is, and how many stages it had to go through to become what it is today. So if you still have any question, I would love to hear it in the comment section, and thank you.